Hello, Linda. Okay. I'm doing some button pushing. We'll wait for a few more people to show up. That's what I mean. It's been a busy day. I saw Wingspan earlier. I'm hoping she shows up. I reminded a couple of my friends that I'm live tonight. Uh, and this is for you, Linda. I've been really sick this last week. I think you can see I'm not looking real. I look a little rugged today. Um, And the reason I laugh about it is because I found out what made me sick. I was glad to see her too, Linda. I was happy as hell to see her. I'm glad she's doing a little bit better. I mean, that's all we can do is pray for her, right? Send positive vibes, whatever it is you believe. Anyway, no, I did it to myself, Linda. That's why I'm laughing about it. I did it to myself. Um, I'm very. Hello, Jenny. It's good to see you. I'm very allergic to mold. And this is mold season right here in Arizona, where I live. And I can't smell very well. I can't tell until I get sick that it's around me. If I can't smell it, I can't find it. Well, I found it. And that's what made me sick. I mean, I went back and I've taken care of it. I mean, that's why I find it so humorous is it was right under my nose. Anyway, let's get on with business here. I'd like to try and keep this under 30 minutes as I usually do. Um, First and foremost, I'd like to say farewell to four different actors that I've always respected. Thank you, Jenny. Thank you for that news. I'm glad to see that. Well, we're going to keep you and your daughter in our thoughts and prayers. Anyway, where was I? Speaking of being in thoughts and prayers, we've lost four actors that I've followed for a very long time. First and foremost, Shelley Fabre. She was on Coach. She did sitcoms for TV. Next would be Tim Curry. Tim Curry passed yesterday, the day before yesterday. And I cannot remember the man's name for nothing, but Optimus Prime lost his voice today. His name was Peter Cullen. He was a British actor. And a lady of grace, dignity, talent. We lost Dolly Parton this last week as well. She left this world the way she lived in this world. Like I said, with grace. We should all just aspire to be able to live a life with that kind of control, because that kind of control we're losing, every one of us. Hey, Robert, from across the pond, thank you for being here, buddy. Anyway, the point I'm making with all of this is It's getting crazy out there. Now, at the bottom of the description box below, I put 3 different incidents in there. I've been saying this for a long time. I want y'all to be safe out there. I truly mean that. I don't follow his channel, but Captain Crunch was stabbed last week, attacked. Some say it was targeted. It could be. I'm not sure. Anyway, First Amendment Protection Agency was also attacked this last week. He was able to defend himself. Lemmy, it's good to see you, cousin. How you doing, buddy? Cousin? I thought you... Sorry, I was thinking of Lenny Malley, because Lenny is my cousin. Anyway, it's getting dangerous out there. Lemmy has been attacked before. If y'all pick up a camera, it's getting bad out there. So please, all of you freedom fighters that I follow and love, please keep your head on a swivel. Yeah, I know, that's what I was just talking about. It's just what I was just talking about. Somebody snuck up behind him with an 8-inch knife and buried it. I know. That's why I'm saying it's crazy out there, guys. So I originally started to talk about flock cameras in the data centers. So let's start by doing this. Here's a website that I found. Here's a website that I found that I think is very important to everyone here. Have I been flocked? I'm going to do this so y'all don't have to look at the top of my head. But yes, it's crazy out there, and it's not just the it's not just the camera people. It's not just people out there. It's getting crazy everywhere. I mean, oh, and before I forget, I know I just saw a squirrel. Sorry, this is for you, Linda. I saw a truck today with a license plate hashtag 308. You know what that means, and please pass that on to the people who need to know. Anyway, I know it only tells them what they already know. But here is a better one to help you know where they're at. Anyway, now last week I promised y'all Brandon Mitchell posted where you can have them mail you a copy or mail you a pocket Constitution. I promised y'all I would get that download for you, because I am a real hardcore constitutionalist. Right, here you go. That's the download. That's the direct download. I did not get it into the into the description box below like I wanted to, but anyway, 3 days ago, my feed is just flooded with it. Now, they're all hollering, we want to build data centers. We want to build data centers. Well, of course they need to build data centers. And the reason they need to build those data centers, those flock cameras, that kind of data takes up a lot of storage. They need a place to store all that. It's not just AI. It's data storage. And I agree with you, Lemmy. We have several in the state of Arizona. You have a bunch of them in Ohio. I know you do. I have. I happen to have boots on the ground right now in Ohio. Not you. I've told you many times about my sister, Lemmy. I've told you about my sister. She's out there. She's getting healthy and looking for things to do. I've always been allergic to it, Jenny. I've always been allergic to it. I just can't smell it. I don't feel it until my body reacts to it. And when anaphylaxis sets in, it's too late. It's a done deal. I do have EpiPens and stuff like that around here, so I have that under control. Yeah, Ohio's getting worse all the time, Lemmy. But back to the data centers and the flock cameras. These 3 videos that are down in the description box below. One of this guy is a professor. He is all about your civil rights. He teaches all over the country. The channel name is Business Reform. He's he speaks slow and he gets a lot of information. It's like I said, it can be pretty dry sometimes, some of the things I bring to you. Yeah, Jenny, I don't have any people around me other than neighbors, and very few people come through that door. It's just the way I have to have it. I don't know how to explain it any better than that. I know there is, Lemmy. That's why I put that link up there. I think it's very important that you can, if you know where they are, you can avoid them. But Flock is losing their contracts because they're becoming known for what they are. Well, guess who's going to take up the slack? Same company that provides body cameras for most, if not all, the police forces in the United States. Axom is about to take up, they're starting to set up their own program. It's okay, Jenny. It's a choice I had to make. I know Ohio is just flooded with them. Axom is taking over. They're going to take up the slack. Yes, that one too. They're out there. Why? China's already got the model for it. Guess where all of this stuff came from? Same place we got our internet from. Same place we got YouTube from, and Google, and Facebook, I hate to say the name because I really can't stand it, because all of it comes, all of what we enjoy today, our cell phone, all of it comes from DARPA. Defense Advanced Research Program. I do appreciate that, Jenny. I do appreciate that. Yes, yes, Lemmy. Orwell's 1984, all over again. We've all been so indoctrinated. Most of us don't care. Well, I ain't got nothing to hide, so I let them in. That's not the point. You're not free if they're controlling this. This right here is the most important thing you can hang on to. If you're not free here, you're not free anywhere. So I've also mentioned to y'all before that I've known powerful men in my life. And I want to tell you a story, because we are on the story of data centers, flock cameras, technology that surrounds us. Back in the late 1990s, early 2000s, I was getting certifications from Microsoft and other software corporations I was a programmer. I was building databases. I learned to build databases. I've learned to build commercial databases like Amazon. I used to build that sort of thing. I had a product I wanted to sell before. I wasn't going to really get into it, but a friend of mine, a so-called friend of mine, quote unquote, friends like that, who needs enemies, right? Anyway, I was needing some help financially with developing a prototype. It would cost me about $2,500. Excuse me, guys. It would have cost me about $2,500. So he introduces me to a friend of his, the founder of Oracle. Took me a long time as a person to begin to trust my instincts at reading people. This guy wasn't hard at all. It wasn't hard to read this guy at all. It wasn't hard to get a vibe from them. You get a vibe about somebody when you first meet them. This guy made my skin crawl. Anyway, Matt sends his love, guys. He's watching the Niners play their last preseason game. He's a football fan. Anyway, Larry Ellison still runs Oracle. He wants to build the largest, most comprehensive AI data center. And believe it or not, he's right there in Ohio with it. He's already got one in Utah. He's got a couple of them there. We all need to be more aware. That's part of what I'm doing here, is to point these things out to anybody and everybody I can. I want you to see where they are pulling the wool over your eyes. They're keeping you blinded to what's going on around you. And it all started back in it didn't start with Rockefeller, but he just wrote the playbook. Rockefeller, J.P. Morgan, Carnegie, Pulitzer. Pick one. They've all wrote playbook that we're watching play out now. I know you all heard me say this before. History repeats itself. Of course it does. That was successful for them. I hope you have a good fight there, Linda, because this is ridiculous. Most people don't understand this. There's some Robert Heinlein, Frank Herbert. I can't remember who wrote the book, but it was about they load this ship up with like 6,000 cloned human beings. Oh my goodness, I got to turn that off. They load this ship up with 6,000 cloned human beings, send them off into outer space to another galaxy. Science fiction, it didn't happen, it's fiction. Well, their ship is controlled by an artificial intelligence. It goes mad, they had to shut it down. They pull the plug. See, these data centers, it takes water to cool everything. They don't care if they pollute in that water. We're having a water shortage in the Southwest right now. We're in a drought. But back to this story, they build another artificial intelligence. This one takes over everything. There's an old late 1960s movie called Colossus, supercomputer. They're going to plug it in and it takes over. That theory's been around since the 50s. Skynet, Terminators, it's all been around for many, many years. Somebody's imagination already thought of it. In the late 40s, early 50s, it's been around forever. Artificial intelligence was brought up in 1947. Point I'm making with all of this, we have to stand. We see people getting hurt every day from the ignorance, the programming. See, that's kind of what I was talking about. I got sick last week and couldn't figure out what was making me sick. Only thing I had was some lettuce, and I haven't touched any scent, but who knows? Our food supply, our commercial food supply, you can't trust it. It's almost as bad as it was in the late 1800s when they created the safety measures to protect us, like the Food and Drug Administration. That came in the 1920s. Ways to protect us, Americans. But American doesn't mean what it did back then, because they've taken all of that away from us. And they're doing it with a camera. Uh, yeah, with Flock, I think you're right, Robert. These people are looking for a way to, it's a way to control us. They have what's called a social score in China. If you have a low social score, you can't even go out to dinner. You can't get a bus, cab. You can't go anywhere or do anything. You'll lose your job. Government don't like you. We don't like you. Adios. You have a low social score. People treat you really bad. And that's kind of what they're looking to do here. Through shame. Exactly. Exactly, Lemmy. The point is, and like I said, I've known powerful men. I knew one of the speakers personally, one of the speakers at Davos a couple of years ago. Trust me, I wanted to slap him when I heard his speech. The only problem we have with the United States is called the First Amendment. The man swore an oath to that amendment. He swore an oath to that Constitution just like I did. I wanted to slap him. I won't tell you who it is. I'm going to let you do your research. He didn't want me to do what I'm doing now, telling you what I know in ways that I can tell you without coming right out to tell you about it. Edward Snowden tried to tell us about this in the early 2000s. Nobody's heard from him in a long time. Then you're following what I'm dropping here, Lemmy. Thank you for participating here. Point I'm making here is this person's also a member of the Skull and Bones. Control is what they're looking to do. And I keep losing things here. So I apologize if you've lost my audio. Anyway, these people want to control us. It's not about control. It's about the wealth. They're going to bleed us dry. Why? Because they have information you don't. I have information you don't. I've had it since I was 12 years old. I've known what's coming this way. Nobody's ready for it. They're bleeding us dry. Space Weather News. Go back through his older stuff and watch the disaster cycle. That's what's coming our way. I don't need that scientist to tell me about this. It's been around since the 50s. It's not about, well, yeah, that I got a hair in my face. Sorry. It's not about, and yeah, robots. Who needs people? But that's my point. They're trying to find a way to survive what's coming, because 90% of this planet is going to be wiped out within the next 40 years. It's not my prediction. It's already written and it's been proven scientifically. Well, I live in a Constitution state, Linda, and that's why I live in a Constitution state. I can carry it any way I want it. I can put it in my pocket, put it away, put it in a holster and wear it on my hip. Around here, it's kind of like where you're looking for trouble. No, I'm not. Point is, please educate yourself. Take nothing for granted. We are going to have a mild geomagnetic storm probably tomorrow night. That right there, the weakening of Earth's magnetic field It's part of the reason most people are going a little nuts too. So please, guys, I promise 30 minutes. I don't want to keep you any longer than I have. I've put these up here for Flock. Come back through the chat. I know it is, Lemmy. That's why I like it, but I don't like it. Ohio is messed up. Guys, please be safe. Be kind to one another. And always, always record your government. Trust no one. Find the truth for yourself. Find the truth for yourself. Somebody said is not the truth. Guys, thank you for being here. Please share this with your friends. All it is my opinion. And just another talking head on YouTube.